the question?
Joel, what's your?
Yes.
Information.
Information.
Well, the national.
Yes.
Well, welcome everyone to our interpersonal communication conference today on diffusing verbal criticism when the boss attacks. I'd like to start out with how we're most likely to respond to things. And we often respond to criticism in different ways depending on how we see ourselves. And I apologize for those in the back row. I'm making a square here.
Can't see it.
Can't see it? Can't see it. Okay.
I'm just going to point. So pretend we have 4 squares here. And this is known to yourself. This side is known to yourself. So this is your self-image. And this picture is just showing you that there's a part of yourself that you don't know about, that you're unconscious about. But this is your image that you hold about yourself from your culture, from your family, from your friends, and from your upbringing. And that's your self-image. There's also another image that you show to other people. And that's one part of the square. And that is your public image, how you want others to see you. So I want to be kind and honest. So if someone comes up and verbally attacks me and says, "You're just too kind and too honest," well, I'm going to agree with them because it's just right here. It's part of my self-image and it's part of the public image that I want out there. However, if my public image, if there are things, this is the box of shame, the things that I know about, but I don't really want you to know about. So if you come up and you verbally attack me and you say, "You procrastinate, you're lazy," I might go, "Well, no I don't, only on special occasions and several holidays, and most of the time, no." But I'll make some excuses and I'll respond rather than saying, "Oh, okay, maybe I did do that this time." So what I'm saying here is that the things that we hide, we tend to be more defensive about. And this topic today, diffusing verbal criticism, is about responding non-defensively. That's the goal today, responding non-defensively. How would you do that? So just to complete our diagram on the other side, this is what the public sees about you. And there might be some things that they see that you don't really know about yourself. I have an example of someone told me a story of this young kid who was on the flag football team. Well, he's the nicest, kindest guy, but on the flag football team, whenever he's playing, people get hurt. He says, "Well, that's just part of the game." So he couldn't tell, but other people could clearly see that he had this violent side to him for whatever reason. And he just couldn't see it. So that would be something in his public image that he's not aware of. Now, if he never played flag football, that might be way down here, something that never came up in his life or situation until certain events take place to bring it out. So this is his unconscious self. And I just bring this up so you can figure out the things that you're open about and the things that you might be defensive about, based on your own self-image and the public image you have out there. Now, what's the goal of an interaction with someone? If someone comes out attacking you, the boss comes out and attacks you for not finishing your project on time, what's the goal? What do you want to happen?
Motivation, reassure him that it will turn out all right.
Reassure him that everything will turn out all right. Yeah. So the major goal, we said reassure, is to diffuse this anger, to diffuse the emotion. In an emotional state, he's not going to be rational. He won't be listening to you. So when it's a he, the boss will not know what you're talking about. He won't listen to a thing you're saying. So you're right, reassurance. Step one is diffusing that criticism. Step two, the second part of that reassurance is really convincing him. Now that he's willing to listen to you, convincing him that, wow, there is something else going on, and it's all going to be okay. And then step three is really just addressing that problem. So the goal is to address the real problem, diffuse the emotion first. Now, I want to go through some role play on this based on our exercise today, and I have our lovely Christine here. So Christine's going to come up. I'm just going to explain that role play. We haven't rehearsed this. I've just given her a scenario, and I'm going to respond in 4 different ways to the same scene. So I'm going to have her come up. We're going to respond a bit. I'm going to do a cut, and we'll have you tell us what's happening. So here's one response.
I can't believe you forgot our lunch today. Not only do you not take things seriously, you are downright lazy and disrespectful.
So what did I do? I hid. I ran away. I withdrew. In other words, I didn't stand up for myself. I didn't have a leg to stand on, maybe, but maybe I did. And the piece about withdrawing is silently accepting whatever criticism comes at you. And the extreme case is leaving the room, but even it's just yes, 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 yes. Whatever it would be, it's really accepting the criticism. Now, that might be appropriate in certain situations. If my lovely assistant here, my boss, came in with a gun, I would leave the room. So there's a power differential here. If you don't have the power in that situation, you leave. So it's not that this is inappropriate, it's just that if you do have the power, then you should stand up for yourself. So another way that I can deal with this, let's do another role play, shall we?
I can't believe you forgot our business lunch. Not only are you disrespectful, but you're downright lazy.
Well, yes, I did forget it, but I was so absorbed in this project that I was doing, and there were so many things happening. I got all these phone calls. I was doing all this work. I think it was really important that I did all that work, and I'm sorry I missed the meeting. So what just happened? Excuse making. I made excuses. I rationalized. Yeah, I said yes, and I've done all these other things. And what was the real issue, though? You didn't call. I didn't go to the meeting. I missed it. Did I talk about that?
No.
So I didn't talk about the meeting. I completely didn't talk about the issue. And the boss might be seeing right through it and still be upset. So I didn't really diffuse any criticism, any anger. I probably made her more upset just by giving excuses that didn't talk about the issue of, how do I solve this problem of me being late? What does this mean? So, shall we try again?
Yes.
I might get it right this time.
I can't believe you forgot our business lunch. You never take anything seriously, and not only are you lazy, that was just plain downright disrespectful.
Well, I meant to come, but there's so many times that you don't make it to this meeting. You're late every now and then, and I just thought it would be okay if I missed this one, okay? What did I do?
Counterattack.
Counterattacking. Now, you can see by Christine's reaction, did that work?
No.
Did I address the issue?
No.
No. Did I diffuse any anger there?
No.
Okay, so there's quite a few things that didn't happen. And I was being defensive, and I didn't talk about the issue. So do I get to try again?
One more time.
One more time. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Joel, I can't believe you missed the business lunch. Not only are you disrespectful, you never take anything seriously, and you're lazy.
Well, I did miss the meeting. I'm really sorry about that. I didn't mean to be lazy. I did have some other projects. I can see that you're upset. Enough for this. I can see that you're upset. Is there anything I can do to make up for this?
Seriously?
I'm having issues. But,
Joel, next time you have an appointment, you really need to confirm. Always check your email, make sure that the appointment is confirmed with business lunch.
okay, I understand. I make a big effort to write it down in my schedule and really make sure I show up on time. It was lazy of me, and I apologize.
Get the notes from Rich.
I'll get the notes from Rich. Okay, so what happened there?
You were honest.
You addressed the issue,
I was honest, I addressed the issue,
and you asked what you could do to make up for it.
and that's what I could do to make up for it. So we addressed the issue, we got to the real issue and solved the problem. Let's thank my lovely assistant. So I want to give you some hints and tips from all of that. And I see them as the steps that I mentioned when we first started. One, in some way I have to diffuse this anger or this criticism, the emotion of the scene. And the first place, or the first space, is the nonverbal part of it, so the attitude that I have. First of all, it's remaining calm. What happens if I'm not calm?
It doesn't help the situation.
It escalates.
Yes.
So we get an explosion. We escalate. The next piece of advice from the Toastmasters manual is don't take it personally. Now, what happens if I take it personally? What would that mean, actually? So taking it personally means I feel verbally attacked, and I don't remain calm, and I become overly emotional about it as well. So it kind of means the same thing in that I become defensive. I walk into the defensive mode. The second piece is the nonverbal part about listening. I'm actually going to pay attention to the person in front of me. I'm going to respect the person in front of me and show that I'm listening. Step 2, and these steps are related, is separating the facts from the feelings, from the judgments, and the wants. So I like that. I like that piece. I wrote it down. Facts, feelings, judgments, and wants.
And once.
And wants. So I'm going to listen, both verbally and non-verbally acknowledging that, a very important piece, and hear what's being said. And I'm going to acknowledge the criticism. And that piece is about saying I hear you. It doesn't say I agree with you, it just says I hear you. The second piece is ask questions, clarify what's happening, get to the real issue. And also to paraphrase. What I hear you saying is that you're really upset about me missing this. And then the last piece, when I talked about separating the facts from the feelings, from judgments and the wants, agree with the truth. And those are usually the facts. Yes, I was late. Or actually, I didn't show up. Yes, I didn't show up for this meeting. And that's a fact. But really, I'm not lazy. That's not what I meant to show by this. So recognizing the facts that you can agree with, noticing the feeling that's come up, the anger, not diffusing that, but remaining calm. Separating the judgments, and clarifying what your intention was, or what was happening for you. And then the last piece, when I talked about what you really want, is getting to what you really want. What does that other person really want? Well, they wanted me to be on time to future meetings. They wanted to solve that issue of why I was late and ensure that it doesn't happen again. So getting to that real issue in the end and figuring out what they really want. A lot of times, this situation was a little clearer, but sometimes you get to the straw that broke the camel's back, and you attack the straw, you solve the problem with the straw, and the straw never happens again. But what happens to the barrel of egg? Suppose the issue was that everyone comes to this meeting late. or everyone disrespects this meeting and no one ever shows up and nothing ever happens, and that's the real issue. I might be asking questions to explore that and to solve that issue. And that would be step 3 for me, getting to the real issue and solving it. So today I talked about what your self-image is, what your public image is that you're portraying, telling you that the things that are not in your public image that you hold, you might become defensive about, just being careful about those. And when the boss does come to attack, recognizing that there's several ways to respond to criticism, the withdrawing that we saw, the rationalizing, the counterattacking, and the responding non-defensively that we talked about. Any last questions before I close? All right. So when you're all out there, remember, non-defensive.